OMG, guys. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday to all of you. Ooh. Cool. Cool. Just looking at my phone. Just got a Cash App. Change on the dresser. Oh my God. So happy Tuesday, guys. I'm Natasha. I am the face behind Naturally You Cosmetics. I create in small batches skincare for the spiritual girlies like you and I, and the guys too. I have a line for the men called Pause. You get the all natural body cream, the exfoliate scrub, the hair and beard oil, as well as a facial toner. That is specifically designed for the masculine. So, but you know, before we get into it, today I wanted to talk to you guys. About, you know what? I wanted to talk to you guys about emotionalism. Sorry, I was looking at a few products that I had. I wanted to talk to you guys about emotionalism, but before we get into it, I always know I like to do a product shout out. I want to talk about my lavender facial oil spray. If you guys are looking for a very nourishing and hydrating facial oil spray, definitely check out my lavender facial oil spray, okay? This hydrates, softens, and helps to glow your skin. It is made with lavendula essential oil, of course, lavender essential oil, cocoa nut oil. I added some hibiscus flower, and it contains vitamins A, C, D, and E. Guys, these are only 22 bucks. It's the summertime. If you're looking for something that is lightweight, but still moisturizing and hydrating to the skin, definitely check out my lavender facial oil spray. I am rated on my website 4.8 stars, so you can check out those reviews. All right, let's get into it. Peace, guys. Thank you guys for being here. Emotionalism. Breaking up over emotionalism. I've been trying to go live with this for the past, I want to say 2 days, but I've been really, really busy. My son, my 8th grader, is having his 8th grade graduation. It's the end of the school year. My daughter's birthday coming up. It's been a lot going on. So I've had this live scheduled for the past 2 days, and I'm finally able to get on here and talk to you guys about emotionalism and breaking up with your partner over emotionalism. Thank you for the comment. I appreciate it. But let's get into it. Emotionalism, and what kind of prompted this specific live or this specific topic for this live is a conversation that I had with my partner. And pretty much it went something like, he called me, right? And we were on the phone talking, and he has the capacity to question. And he didn't realize that he was doing it, y'all. But I cannot stand being questioned, like just constantly being questioned. You just ask me questions. And what I mean by that is, someone calls your phone, right? They're like, how can I put it? How you doing? Okay. So what? You're not going over there? Oh, you're not going over there. So who with you? This isn't the specific questions that he was asking. I'm just giving you an examples of the questionnaire that I feel like I go through when I'm talking to him and when I'm talking to my mom. I cannot stand it. So I brought it to his attention. And I'm like, baby, I do not like being questioned. I don't like being questioned. And it kind of took him back a bit. He was like, huh? He was like, what? What you mean you don't like being questioned? I hate being questioned. It's okay to call me and ask me a thing or two. But to like, how can I put it? How can I put this? Okay, so you're not going? Oh, so you just changed your mind? You ain't going? Oh, okay. Why you ain't going? Oh, okay. So then you're going to take them with you? So you're not going to take them with you? Oh, okay. I can't do the questions. I can't do the questionnaire. And I understand in a relationship, there is a capacity, right? There is space where you want to ask your partner questions. I get it. But I brought it to his attention and he was like, all right, babe, I'm gonna work on that. Now, I wanted to just use that as the preface to why I brought up emotionalism. Because let me tell you, with us both being Aquariuses, we have some amazing superpowers to detach from certain situations, right? We can intentionally detach from people with no issue. So for me and him to date each other, thank you so much. I appreciate the comment. Thank you. For us to be very intentional in our relationship, we recognize our need to be detached, or our tendency to want to be detached, not a need. We recognize our tendency to be detached, right? So when I brought this up to him, being that he is very emotionally mature, he could have easily got in his feelings and been like, all right, well, I ain't gonna ask you shit. I ain't gonna ask you no more questions. And it could have just went downhill from there, but it didn't. He actually handled it very well and was like, baby, I'll work on that. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. And we continued our conversation. I'm not going to get into everything that we talked about, but he made it very clear, like, you know, being your man, I'm going to ask you questions, especially if it's something that don't sit well in my spirit. You know, don't feel a certain kind of way if I ask you questions, and I can respect that. But I also let him know what we not going to do, baby. I can't. My mom calls me and will ask me a million questions. Like, baby, what did you call for? Because I know it wasn't to ask me a questionnaire. I know it was not to present all of these questions, right? But it led me to he actually was like, baby, you should talk about emotionalism. And how people literally break up over not being emotionally mature or not knowing how to control their emotions. Like, people literally would just be like, fuck it, and break up when things get hard, right? So that's kind of like, I wouldn't say that we're out of the honeymoon phase. We're very well still in the honeymoon phase. We're very well still much in love with each other, right? But there is still very much the honeymoon stage there. So, however, we are coming to the part where we have to intentionally put in the work. Like, we have to be very, very intentional with each other and put in that work. And what that looks like is what we're currently doing, which is having these conversations, which is getting to the nitty-gritty of different things. And when it came to this specific conversation and me telling him that I do not like to be questioned, had this been anybody else, any other type of man, he could have got salty. He could have got heavy in his feelings and been like, well, forget it. I ain't gonna ask you nothing else. I ain't gonna question you nothing else, blah, blah, blah. But he didn't. He handled it very well. And in response to that, I was really shocked because I was kind of afraid. It had been getting on my nerves. But I was kind of afraid to bring it up to him because I'm like, I don't want to hurt his feelings. But I'm also in a space now, like when I'm dating or when I'm in a relationship, like I don't want to have to walk on eggshells. I want to be my true, authentic self. I want to be honest with you. I want to be open with you. And if we are in love with each other and we're working to be together, why can't I have these hard conversations with you? Why can't I tell you what I like or don't like? So I pretty much just went ahead and told him. And we had a great conversation. And if it wasn't for either of us being where I'm in a space where my throat chakra is super activated, I have to let you know what is on my mind. I have to let you know respectfully and with great grace what is on my mind and how it affects me, what I like and what I don't like. Okay? And he also has to voice that and let me know, like, well, babe, this is how I like to do things. This is what I like to do. So there has to be some level of compromise, right? But the thing is, if we weren't emotionally mature enough, then we probably wouldn't be talking. If this was like, if this was me like some years ago, I probably been like, listen, I'm cool on you. You be asking me way too many questions. I'm out, right? Or if this had been him in a very immature stage, he probably would have told me like, all right, you don't want me asking you stuff? Then I won't ask you shit. And then that could have been the end of it. So people literally break up over having or not having emotional control, right? It's okay to feel your emotions. It's okay to feel them and to acknowledge them. But what is not okay is allowing for it to direct you in your relationships, whether it's a personal, intimate, business, or friendship. You gotta be wise enough and mature enough to handle when someone is telling you something that you may not like about yourself. We always be wanting our partners to just adore us, to tell us the best things about ourselves, to tell us that we are just fucking amazing and magical and we do no wrong, when that is not realistic. That isn't realistic. That isn't healthy. It isn't realistic. That is not what happened. So just keep in mind, guys, you know, especially women, because we can be very emotional creatures, right? Because he shared some things with me that he did not like, you know, and it takes a big girl to be able to hear that. But I know that he's saying it with love, and I know that he's saying it with concern and with great care. So you just got to be very careful, and you got to tread lightly with your partner, right? You got to be willing to conversate with them. You got to be willing to share things that may not be the best. But if you guys plan on being together and you guys plan on growing together and possibly being married and creating a whole life together, then you definitely have to have these conversations that may be hard for some people. I feel like for me and Chris, we've had some hard ass conversations thus far. And I'm like, man, if we can get through this, listen, we good to go. If we can keep having these open dialogues, if we can keep having this open communication with each other, baby, we gonna be fine. We gonna do fine. But I just wanted to pretty much just let you guys know that we gotta start being able to control our emotions. We definitely gotta start being able to operate outside of the realm of emotionalism, because emotionalism can literally kill a relationship if you're not careful with it. If everything is, like, I feel like people today are very sensitive. If everything that a person says to you, you know, just irks you to the core, just drives you nuts to the core, then you really have to look at yourself and really evaluate where you are in your journey. Because everyone's not gonna like certain things. And if it's someone that you are close with, friend, boyfriend, girlfriend, wife, husband, if they're sharing something with you that is not so popular or not so positive, you know what I mean, with love and with grace, then take that and work on it, as opposed to internalizing it and making it about you. That's another thing when it comes to being too emotional. A friend, partner, lover, family member will share something with you, and it's almost a little bit manipulative or narcissistic in a way, because a person could share something with you about you that they don't like, or, you know, or maybe you should work on, or maybe you should change. And we literally take that and feel attacked. Now, instead of hearing what the person said and actually taking that and being like, okay, how can I change this? How can I work on this? How can I make it better? We literally will take it and make it about us. Well, I didn't like what you said about me, and I didn't like it. And instead of, you know, hearing what they said, we now have made this whole ordeal about us and how the delivery was and how we didn't like it and why you didn't tell me that you thought like that. Well, I'm telling you now. They're telling you now. So, guys, for healthy love and healthy relationships, we gotta start being honest and open with our partners. We gotta start being honest and open with our partners. We gotta start being honest and open with our partners, okay? Sometimes you're gonna get things from your partner that you're not gonna wanna hear. But guess what? You gotta hear it. It's good to hear it. It's good to know, right? That's what makes you grow. When you guys can have these very difficult situations, that's what makes you grow. That's what makes you grow. Oh, I love the way this Sacred Sunrise smells. It smells amazing, guys. The Sacred Sunrise body and yoni oils. Let me just point these out. You wanted a delicious oil for the summer, definitely check out my body and yoni oils online, okay? They are made with apricot, argan, and fractionated coconut oil, and then they are scented with essential oils. Sacred Sunrise is orange, cinnamon, and vanilla. Oh my God, it smells. That is one of my favorites. That one and the Empress Energy if you're into vanilla. But yeah, we weren't talking about that, but I love my product. I love what I formulate so much. But yeah, so just be mindful of that. Be mindful of the communication with your partner. Try to control your emotions. If this is somebody that you see yourself being with, if you are intentionally and consistently building for a loving, healthy relationship, you got to understand that you're going to have these dynamics and you're going to have these conversations that are going to be a little bit challenging, that are going to be a little bit hard, right? But it's going to make you guys stronger. You know, it's going to make you guys wiser, stronger. It's going to make the love more fulfilling. And it's going to let you know where your partner is, like where your partner is, right? You want to know the truth. You don't want your partner walking around on eggshells, or anyone, your friends, family. You don't want people walking around on eggshells with you. You got to be emotionally mature enough to hear some things that you may not want to hear, guys. Okay? Don't fuck up a good thing, a beautiful thing, over emotionalism because you're too in your feelings, or you're too just like, it doesn't mean that they don't love you. It doesn't mean that they don't like you. It just means that they want you to work on that. And for me, I understand in relationships, there is going to be a certain level of questioning, right? Duh. We're in a relationship. You know, if I'm coming in at 4 o'clock in the morning, you're going to want to know, why the hell am I walking in this house at 4 a.m.? If I haven't answered my phone in 2 days, you're going to want to know why I didn't answer my phone in 2 days. Like, some questions are just like, duh. But baby, and I even admitted it. I was like, babe, I don't know. I was like, I can't even really blame it on not being questioned by men. I can't really say, well, it comes from me being single. I've been single for a long time. And what I mean by single is I have not been in a very committed, loving, healthy relationship in years. Okay? I've had situationships, I've had dating ships, I've had mating ships, but I have not had healthy, loving, committed relationship in years. Right? And sometimes, you know, being a boss, being a business owner, being a mother, and just leading a life where I'm the head of the house, I don't get questioned a lot. You know, even when my kid, the other day, me and my kids was riding in the car, and Jordan's like, well, where are we going now? And then where are we going? Well, why are we going here? Well, why are you stopping here? And then Jordan, baby, you know I can't do the questions. I'm going to need you to ride and relax. And that's literally just from me knowing where I'm headed, right? Knowing, like, being the leader, I have to know where I'm going. I have to know what I am doing. Like, I'm not used to having to answer to anybody. So I got to get used to that. But again, I'm not going to say that it's only in relationships, or it comes from me not being in a relationship in a while, because I hate when my dad do it. I hate when my mom do it. I hate when my kids do it. Baby, you're not going to question me. Not like that. It's okay. You can ask me 1 or 2, maybe 3 questions. But once you start to get to 4 and 5 and 6, and the first 10 minutes is just questioning, or me having to reiterate what I said earlier, that's an issue for me. And maybe I got to work on that. I don't know. How about y'all? Let me know in the comments what y'all think. We at the 18-minute mark. Well, 18-minute and 42-second mark. And I just wanted to come on and talk about that. This is a live that I've been trying to go live with for the past couple of days. But again, like I said, I had a lot of things going on. But I'm still trying to stick to my committed schedule. I'm still trying to stick to the schedule of going live every day. Or as much as every day. Right? I'm really trying to just get in the groove of that, because I love coming out here. I love connecting. I love when people watch the playback, the live of the live recordings. I love when people comment. I love when people engage with me. It was a few people today that was commenting. However, they weren't really in regard to what I was talking about. So I wasn't responding. I just was kind of saying thank you. But I see your comments and I acknowledge them. They just weren't about the subject that I wanted to talk about. And I'm very easily distracted. So I had to purposely ignore you so I can get out what I wanted to talk about. But in that, I just want to say I'm learning how to love all over again. I'm learning how to be in a healthy relationship all over again. I'm learning how to love myself all over again. I'm learning how to be a better mom, a better partner, a better person, a better being in this construct. I'm learning every day, and I'm not perfect, and I recognize the shadow parts of myself. I recognize how I can be detached. I recognize how I can be very bossy and very mean at times. And I don't mean it, but I do know that I have to work on that. I have to work on knowing that I have a partner who wants to know what is going on, who's not asking out of control and out of being nosy, but truly asking out of concern and care for me. And I'm not used to that. I gotta get used to that all over again. It's been a minute for the kid, baby. I'm just used to just coming and going and moving how I want to and jugging how I want to and fuck you. And that's just how I've been moving. So I recognize that I have a very healthy divine king in my life at this stage, and he requires more than what I am used to, and that is okay, because I'm ready to meet him where he is. I'm up for the challenge. I'm up to be a wife. I'm up for that challenge. So yeah. If you're somebody like me, Aquarius sun, Virgo rising, Cap moon, baby, we don't like to be questioned. So if you got a partner with any of those signs, tread lightly. Have the comfortable, healthy conversations when it comes to these type of things. Don't allow for emotionalism or being overly emotionally to just like cast a shadow over you guys' relationships or friendships. Definitely be open, be willing to grow, be willing to listen, be willing to be open, right? Stop chasing new experiences. Stop chasing those dopamine hits. That's another thing today, in today's world. People don't work in their relationships. They don't. Once it starts to get hard, people be out. They like, I'm out. They're chasing the next dopamine hit from the newest relationship. They're chasing the next honeymoon instead of reactivating the flame within the relationship that they have, instead of reigniting the love and the relationship that they have. They rather go and just build something new. And then when that one gets tough and gets hard, they go and do it again and again and again. And I don't want to do that. I told him this marriage will be my first and last marriage, right? I've been engaged twice. Never married. And I got out of the last engagement because a bitch had cold feet. Literally, I want to say 3 months before we were due to be married, I called it off. Wedding dresses, tuxes. We was at the store with my dad and my brother fitting for tuxes when I had this idea like, oh shit, I don't want to be married. And just thinking back, it was all ego driven. I was living the INDEPENDENT, boy, you know what that mean, lifestyle. Yeah, the one that society put on me and told me that I don't need a man. I don't need my black man. Society told me I can do it on my own. I'm a strong woman. I got this, and I do. But baby, y'all can keep that independent shit. I am ready to sit my booty down. I'm ready to be in love. I am ready for my divine king. I am ready to honor him and serve my family and build into our dream. I am ready to come together unified. Baby, y'all can keep the independent bitches. Okay. I done got to a bag. I still get to a bag. I know how to pay my bills. I know how to build a home without a man. I done mastered it, baby. But I don't want to live in that paradigm. I'm ready to be in love. I'm ready to be loved. And I want to be in a relationship. A healthy one. So. All right, guys. I love y'all so much. If you enjoy this live, please click the thumbs up button. Oh, another thing too. My app. I meant to say this at the beginning. I am now, y'all know I was working really hard for the past 2-3 months on my app to be in the Apple Store. So my app is now in the Apple App Store. It will be in the Google Play Store soon. I submitted them both to both companies at the same time. Google found a few things that I needed to fix. So that is being worked on and it has been resubmitted. So as soon as Google approves it, I will be in the Google Play Store as well. So right now, guys, what I want you to do is go to your Apple App Store and download Naturally You Cosmetics. That's Naturally with the letter U, Cosmetics. It's the app. When you download it, you'll receive a promo code for 50% off any product in my shop. So if you've been curious to try one of my butters, to try one of my body and yoni oils, try anything in the shop, the clear skin tea, the hand-dipped essential oil incense, y'all, these smell bomb. My clear skin tea, if you guys been wanting to try that, definitely you want to try a body cream, okay? You want to try, like I said, the oils, this is mine. I've been using it. The Energy Cleanse bath soaps. I have more of these. Listen, all of it is in my shop right now. And when you download the app, you will get a coupon code emailed to you that will give you 50% off in the shop. So go and download Naturally You Cosmetics out of the Apple App Store today. Okay? I love you guys. Bye.